Before we get started this week, a quick reminder that we now have channel memberships. If you'd like to support the channel, get some exclusive emotes to use in the comments and a cool Kowabana badge next to your name, click the join link to find out what's on offer and help keep this channel running. Every bit of support helps. Thanks very much. There's an interesting urban legend in Japan that states you can tell whether an area is good or bad simply by the state of its convenience store toilets. Now, convenience stores are everywhere in Japan, and there are more than 50,000 of them nationwide. Most of them are open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, which means that most of them have toilets that you can freely use at any time of the day. And, according to this particular legend, the way locals or passers-by treat these toilets is all you need to know to judge whether you're in a safe area or not. Here's how the legend goes. Japan is thought to be a comparatively safe country compared to others in the world, right? This doesn't mean that the country is without crime by any stretch of the imagination, but in terms of simply going outside for a walk at night, few people in Japan fear for their lives, no matter where they are. But this also doesn't mean that there aren't dangerous areas in Japan, and with this urban legend, you can easily learn how to spot, and thus, avoid them. It's very simple. First, go to the nearest convenience store. Look for the sign on the toilet door. This will tell you everything you need to know about the area you're in. 1. You may freely use this toilet. Areas with convenience stores that display this sign, meaning anyone can freely use their toilet, are considered to be relatively safe. 2. Please see attendant if you wish to use this toilet. Areas where you need to see the convenience store staff in order to use the toilet are considered to be fairly average. Not good, but not bad. 3. Public not permitted to use toilet. If you see a sign that denies the public any usage of the toilet, or even when there's no toilet built into the convenience store at all, then these areas are considered to be fairly dangerous. Now, when you think about it, this makes sense, right? If anyone can freely use a toilet at any time in a convenience store, no problems, then it's probably a safe area. If you can't use the toilet at all, there has to be a reason for that, and it's probably not good. Maybe people keep messing the toilet up so much that the store has decided to close it entirely, meaning the area is full of selfish vandals who care little for others' property. Or perhaps if there's a warning to ask the staff first, then maybe the area is in between. Not quite awful, but not that good either. It's not the worst way of thinking, when you put it this way. But, as you might expect from an urban legend of this nature, it's not really truthful either. There are all sorts of problems with judging the safety and standing of a neighborhood simply by the state of the toilets in its convenience store. But let's look at one thing in particular that debunks this entire rumor. The rules of convenience store toilets. Convenience stores in Japan are, for the most part, chains. However, the usage, or non-usage, of the on-site toilets are up to the discretion of each store manager. Every one of the managers running one of the 50,000 convenience stores in Japan is allowed to set their own rules, even within the same chain. If you visit one store in one city, then visit another from the same chain in a different city, this doesn't necessarily mean they'll follow the same rules. One store may allow you to use the toilet freely, another may not, and this has zero to do with the safety of the surrounding area. It's entirely up to the store manager. Think, for example, of a bustling city centre. Most convenience stores are open 24 hours, so you can find all sorts of people coming in and out during the small hours of the morning, and chances are at least a few of them are going to be drunk. But even if they aren't, few staff work at this time, maybe only 1 or 2 per store, and they're unlikely to have the time necessary to clean the toilets. if they don't have the time to clean, particularly after someone, perhaps drunk, has stumbled in and made a mess of the place, then the store manager may decide to go the simplest route and just close the toilets. No access for anyone. I came across this myself when visiting big cities in Japan, and it can be a bit of a bother when it's late night and these convenience stores are the only places open. It says nothing about the safety of the area and everything about how much the store manager wants to deal with mess. They don't have to offer you a toilet, even if it already exists in the building. A sign that says, "No customers permitted," doesn't mean you're dealing with a dangerous area. It means you're dealing with a store manager who has decided, for whatever reason, that customers aren't allowed to mess up their toilets. An interesting sign that you might find on some Japanese convenience store toilet doors, however, is the note that says, "Thank you for always keeping this toilet clean." You might be thinking, a toilet freely available to the public? No way that thing is clean. What are they on about? But the reason for this sign is the same reason you might see a similar one in English. It's simple human psychology. Telling someone what to do, in many cases, brings up an innate desire to do the opposite. People don't like being told what to do, especially when they're out somewhere on their own time. A sign stating, "Keep this toilet clean," is likely to see many people ignoring it. In some cases, people might even rebel and deliberately mess it up just to go against the sign. However, "Thank you for always keeping this toilet clean" isn't a command or a request for anything. It's thanking you for something that, in your mind, you've now already done. You haven't actually gone in yet, but your brain is now thinking that you kept that toilet clean. Thus, when you use it, that's what you're likely to do. Keep it clean. It's not difficult to see how this particular urban legend came around. After all, on a certain simple level, it makes perfect sense. It also seems to coincide with many bigger cities not having freely available toilets in their 24-hour convenience stores, and bigger cities are generally rougher than smaller, more laid-back countryside villages, where the convenience stores are farther and fewer between. But toilets are also hidden in blind spots, making it hard to see what's going on in there, and many stores simply don't have the manpower to keep them clean at night. If the toilet is closed, does that mean you've found yourself in a dangerous and shady neighborhood? Of course not. There is a chance, of course, but it's more likely you've just found a manager who doesn't want to deal with the hassle. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you again next time.